Good little retard boy. Okay.
That's...
Okay, we're back.
We made it.
The one door I missed, naturally, was going to be something like that.
You walked right past the necessary door and hit the teleporter that took you all the way back to the beginning.
Alright. I have checked everybody's equipment since the beginning of this recording tonight, and actually every new item I found, I equipped it on. Now let's go back to what Vice had before the white map, because we do not need to worry about that anymore. Apparently the boss is right here. Let's go.
Random encounter.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, that look cool. Look at that.
Again, this reminds me of that part of Dead Space when you're making your way like across the hull of the ship to a little standalone room to shoot out all the asteroids.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Are you excited about it?
About what?
Dead Space getting a remake this
Oh,
year?
yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Dead Space 1.
Wouldn't that be funny if there was actually a door ahead of me and I wasn't supposed to step into that teleport and takes you back to the beginning?
Oh, you mean that save point you just walked past?
Yeah, I saw it as I walked through the door, but I can't stop until...
I don't know. It says the person that can't tell the difference between water and ice.
Have you know, I learned the difference in 2nd grade.
Wow.
Teacher goes... Oh.
I didn't know you were still in 2nd grade.
The teacher was like, okay, so this is a solid, and just points to something in the room, anything. This is a liquid, like, you know, the Coke you drink it in the cafeteria at lunch, and gas is just, you know, air. So she's like, okay, so draw an example of a solid, draw an example of liquid, and draw an example of gas. How do you do gas? It's just, you know, anything that's
Draw a cloud.
in its gaseous form. Like, water can be a gas, as steam. I mean, anything, when boiled to a far enough point, can become a gas. A vapor, if you will. It's like, and solid, that's way too easy. I just drew, like, the picture of the globe in the classroom. It could have been me, it could have been the desk, it could have been planet Earth.
Well, is the Earth a solid? Because it's mostly ocean.
Okay, well, I guess
Maybe
I don't know the elementary differences between. Okay, I could have drawn the moon.
Yeah.
The moon is a full-on solid rock.
Yeah,
isn't
there's
it?
not any. There's at least no water on the moon.
Yeah, Ramirez, you hate the world because we killed your lover, Galcian. You know, saving them by using the Rains of Destruction on them.
Bah!
Die.
So what are you gonna do when you're like the only person left alive on the whole planet?
The only thing you can do. End yourself. He's going Super Saiyan.
And yes, surprisingly, from the first time I fought him, his HP drops to like a fourth of what it was. And if I recall, his attack power is about the same. But since I'm like 25 levels past that point now, and actually gave it a good college try, I remember when
Yeah.
You know what? I heard he can do Eternities. I just happened to see that in the walkthrough as I was using the directions to get me here, the boss room in the first place. I just happened to steal a glance at that, so... You know what? Just because I hadn't done it in a while,
Gunslinger, yeah.
I'm not nearly as worried about this battle as I should have been about you know, the last two wanted fights.
Dance for me.
That's definitely not bad, because he only has 25,000 HP. I quite distinctly remember it. Dude, I used to have, like, the HP of every last boss in Chrono Trigger memorized, man. Do you remember that?
I do.
He did drill notes, and sure enough, nada.
Good call. Wow, just enough.
Yeah. So, that wasn't the only thing I wanted to talk about, and I didn't remember it as much as I was planning on saying right after I first read those Doom books, you know, while it was fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
Two other pieces of things I've seen, played, or read of note that are actually much better. The Halloween Kills movie that came out late last year, that is actually my favorite sequel since John Carpenter's original. I talked to you about that before. The one guy who I turned to, because I knew there was one person I could count on a pretty solid opinion of it, Cody Leach, who does pretty much all horror movies. It wasn't his absolute favorite, and he said, you know, it was shaping up to be that in the first 20 minutes or so of the movie. But, you know, then he had a few problems with it after that. But overall, I think he gave it like a 3.5 out of 5, so that's definitely not bad. I mean, that'd be like a 7 out of 10 for me, I guess, and I personally gave it a 7.5.
Sounds good.
So yeah, check it out. And I admit probably a lot of my gushing over how unusually good I thought it was comes from the fact that they brought so many legacy characters back, and most of them were played by the same actors. So that was, I mean, it really showed that it's like they, you know, really cared about making this movie a success. So you got Tommy Doyle, Lindsay, whatever her last name was, the two kids that Laurie Strode's babysitting in the original. That same guy who played Sheriff Brackett in the original was like, holy shit, is that him? He's still alive?
No,
he's like 80-something years old now. And he actually did a nice callback one-liner. You don't think about this, you don't think about this line until it gets called back, you know, and then you're like, yeah, he said it. When they set a trap for Michael Myers at the end of the movie where the whole town gets in on this, they form like a mob, a vigilante mob, and go prowling the town to hunt him down, and they beat the shit out of him.
Nice.
At the end of the movie. And right before when they come out of the shadows, because one of the characters that was new to the last movie, the granddaughter, and for some reason I can't remember her name offhand, she lures Michael out there, feigning like fear. Like, you know, the same way her mom did at the end of the original. Was like, and then it was like, gotcha, and then shoots Michael in the head. She lured him out into the streets where all of a sudden Tommy Doyle and Sheriff Brackett and everybody else who's still alive came out of the shadows. And Sheriff Brackett, like, Michael's actually looking around. You can't see his face because of the mask, but you know, even he was like, oh shit.
Oh no.
And Sheriff Brackett goes, it is Halloween, Michael. I suppose everyone's entitled to a good scare. And then he like brandishes a nightclub. I'm like, yes! And it's the same actor after, you know, all these years later. It was great. Unfortunately, of course, you know, because there is a planned final movie.
Yes.
In this particular timeline, anyway. Michael does eventually rise back up. Like, the power of pure chaos gives him a second wind, and he fights back and kills everybody. But man, they were doing really good, even for a mob of mostly civilians and just like one cop, you know. They were doing pretty good against him. Like, he even took a few swipes with a knife, like desperate swipes, while they're beating down on him with, you know, with whatever weapon they could find. And like, they were bobbing and weaving his attacks. It's like, you know, but then, you know, he gets a second wind while he's on the ground because for some reason nobody thought to immediately set him on fire while he was and then like chop up all the ashes as best you can into smaller pieces, and then send those pieces off into the sun on a rocket, which is what you should do. But yeah, it was a depressing ending, but I did like that ray of hope at the end. It was badass.
That is cool.
So for Halloween fans, especially if you didn't like most of the sequels, like probably most Halloween fans don't.
Yeah.
This one was good. I would say probably for most fans, if the next best movie is probably Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2, which is a continuation of the same night from John Carpenter's original, or Halloween H2O. That seems to be most fans' second favorite in the series after the original. I would say give this a watch, because for me personally, this was better than H2O or the original Halloween 2. Not by too much. I mean, 7.5 isn't that great, but for a Halloween sequel, that was good stuff. I was very pleased overall. And the other thing was that came out at the beginning of this year was Scream 5. It did not suck at all. I cannot believe I was thinking, man, four movies in the series. Most of them are excellent, and there's only one that's like, okay, more good than bad. Okay, I would say 2 excellent, 1 very good, and 1 a little bit above okay. Come on, man. That's a really good track record. I was thinking, oh man, you know what? This is probably going to be it. There's going to be a dud in this one with Scream 5. There's no way they could keep that up forever. Nope.
They did.
It is not even the least best one. It is a little bit above Scream 2 and Scream 4, which I would put pretty much tied at the bottom of the list. And like I said, they're both still pretty good.
You can take like,
I mean, there's no movie that's more bad than good, or even just okay. The least best one is a little bit better than okay. So, yeah, Sidney Prescott is not as prevalent in this movie, but, you know, she's got more than enough scenes to, you know, you're glad she's there. A legacy character did die, and I was thinking, you know, after being attacked and somehow surviving 4 movies straight, it was probably about time that he got the boot. And it was a good scene, you know, where you felt sorry for him and everything. And basically, I know this is going to sound stupid starting off, but this is basically like what the kind of thing, it ties in perfectly with the fact that Scream is basically a parody of slasher movies, you know, from the very beginning. Done very, very cleverly, and still managing to have some fear factor in it, at least at times. Is the killer's reasoning was basically toxic fandom. They are actually doing like social commentary on that.
Oh, really?
The in-universe movies made after Sidney Prescott's and every other legacy character's experiences so far, there's a series of movies based on that in-universe called Stab. Well, by the time they get to Stab 8,
oh my gosh,
in universe, naturally, it's going to be such a bad sequel that fans take it way too far, and basically the killer's reasoning was, if we do, like, I've never heard this term before, a requel. I think that's what they call it, where it's basically like the original movie, except it is a sequel. It takes place afterwards, but it's like the original movie all over again, remade. They were going to shoot their own live, basically, murder film by taking out Sidney and the others.
I have heard it as a pre-sequel. I don't know if that's a actual term, but like Borderlands did a not, you know, like kind of a middle thing. They went back into the one. It was called Borderlands pre-sequel.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good word for it or not. It's just what I.
And the fact that the 2 killers, I was thinking, you know, let's go back to 1. Let's subvert expectations, because so far, every movie but 1, Scream 3, had 2 killers, not 1.
Right.
The 2 characters who ended up being the killers, first of all, it actually caught me off guard, and that was good. I mean, I didn't want to easily figure it out. Although I did suspect one of them for a second. I was like, you know, that girl just naturally has a crazy look on her face.
That was it.
I was like, it's possible. Nah. So yeah, there was that. They did an unnaturally good job of being like fans who take fiction, works of fiction so seriously. They are willing to become serial killers over it. They did a perfect job of acting that out. I will not fault the movie for that at all. And I can't believe how good Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox both look when one is in her 50s, I think, and the other is pushing 60. And they still had it. So I fully recommend Scream 2022.
2022. Jeez.
It's kind of like how I call RE2 remake. Sometimes I just say RE 2019 just to simplify it.
Well, I mean, Doom, the new Doom game is either called New Doom or Doom 2016. Like, that's...
Right.
This is what it is.
I will say it once. Well, actually, I've said it probably a lot of times so far. Doom 2016 had the best controls of any game. It was
tight.
So tight and fluent. Everything is fast-paced, not too fast, to where everything becomes a blur and you lose yourself in battle or anything.
You know what you're doing when you do it.
It's just, boy, is it an intense experience for me. I'm delicate, I admit, in a way. I don't really know how to describe it, just in a general sense, to where I can't play that kind of game very often, but it's a good game. Do not get me wrong. I am not personally judging it on
Doom
that.
2016 is so good.
And I cannot believe how good the controls were.
Like the music, the gore, just like I still listen every now and then to BFG Division from Doom 2016, and that song is just so good.
Okay, I'll admit I cannot replay any track from that game in my head offhand. I mean, that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just it fade into the background because pretty much it just ended up sounding like nothing but rock music every time. What you would typically expect to do.
So
and you know what?
edgy.
That's cool.
He bleeds every time he does this.
And it really looks painful for...
Because you get, like, Mortal Kombat impaled. Like,
and then they, like, kind of bounce around on it. Like the iceberg is particularly just goring them in different places to make sure you've opened up wounds all over.
That's gonna be one of the most painful-looking skills in the
entire
entire
game. And yet, look how
game.
much damage it did.
I mean...
Vice's Cutlass Wrath was at least 1.5 times stronger than that. When you put it in that perspective, you're like, really? And I finally noticed Ramirez while I was talking. I noticed he was on regen, so let's make this a little bit faster.
Yeah, and he's been getting 600 back per round. He's had it for a while.
I kind of wish you'd told me.
I thought you understood. I thought you were just like...
just brushing it aside because it's not a hard battle, I guess.
Yeah.
If I end up somehow losing this battle, after that, I deserve it.
Because we're letting him have regen for so long?
Yeah, kinda. I wonder if one more Pirate's Wrath will finish him off. It definitely did more damage on him than it did on Vice or Lord Zivelin.
Yeah, man. I need to play that game again. I need to play Doom 2016.
Just that part towards the beginning.
Well, when you're
like
coming out with the first level.
I don't. You've either hadn't had the opportunity to use the shotgun yet at all, or you haven't used it for long at all. And it's like, and this is the weakest of my weapons.
There's just something that feels so badass about you're like, you are the ones that demons fear.
Demons from hell
fear you. You're like...
They conspire to jump you with as many people at once as they can just to have a chance at taking you down.
But in reality, they don't.
I mean, unless you game over, but canonically, no, it doesn't ever happen. And I remember...
And so much so, the demons give him his name, Doomslayer. They call him the Doomslayer.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish him. See if I can finish him off with something stupid that really shouldn't do much damage.
Pupil Claymore.
gunslinger. I'll kill him off with that. Let's see how much Alpha Storm can do after all this time.
Oh.
It's about what I expected.
That's... Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Bless your heart.
It's like so patronizing.
Yeah.
Yet you really sound like you are concerned about them. Genuinely. Oh, honey.
Oh, honey.
Sword of the Dark Moon.
It's like the Southern Mother, you know?
Did you see this video on YouTube called "The Perfect Horn for Southern Drivers"? Where like when you get mad at somebody else's like mistakes on the they're bumbling on the road, and instead of giving them the bird or shouting at them outside your window, you press the horn and it says something that's. It's a very polite way of showing your displeasure at what they're doing, and one of them was like, "Oh, bless your heart." So I'm like, I gotta show you after.
Oh, bless your heart.
Dance for me.
Dance for me. He didn't dance.
Actually, I think Gilbert was doing more dancing than he was.
Why? I should have danced.
Then you could have dodged some of those bullets, and it wouldn't have done as much HP and damage, and you would have had another turn. Weblum.
Why is Venus such a low level?
She dies a lot.
The bitch sucks.
Hey, now, don't insult my girl. As much as I love, and you know how rare it is for me to like the three main characters, all of them, in the same game.
Yep.
You know how rare that would be for me.
I do.
Chrono, Luca, and Marley. I'm sorry, I still say
Whatever.
Marley.
I don't care what you say. It's whatever.
I think over the years you finally got used to saying what it's supposed to be pronounced. Marl.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I mean, call it what you want.
They are all good if not great characters. So, and Chrono doesn't even talk. Who knows? Maybe that's why I like him.
Benefit, yeah.
Although I will say I have never liked his hair. But if there's one trio, one RPG trio that rises above them, it's Vice, Ica, and Fina.
Mm-hmm. Is there any Chrono Trigger character you don't like actively? You actively don't like, or you're nah with, or something?
And just Chrono Trigger, or Chrono Trigger and Cross?
Just Trigger.
Actually, why would you need to ask if
Yeah,
you were talking about Cross?
No, the list is long.
No, I remember in junior high and maybe some of high school when Chrono Trigger was only a few years old, I used to
Look
say...
at Gilder's face!
Actually, I think Fina's face is funnier.
Well, I mean, she's shouting, right?
I know, I get it, but...
But Gilder's like, oh shit.
You no longer know me, Fina. We can no longer be friends. And since I put on that sparkling deck, which almost, like, quadrupled my defense, I'm really not seeing how Zealous is going to be that much of a challenge. But again, maybe I shouldn't have talked.
Gilder's face! Look at it! Oh!
That needs to become a meme.
Oh, look at that! The face! That still looks cool, right? Like, that effect. Oh, by the way, this is pretty interesting, right? So, Chrono Cross came out recently as the Radical Dreamers edition, which has Radical Dreamers on it in a first ever English release of the game, which is super cool, right? But they added some new canonical information about the Chrono series. Cool.
Do you think maybe it would help us understand everything that happens in Chrono Cross more?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely 100% not. So if you remember, you're not sure if Nagil is Magus, or Magus from Chrono Trigger, right?
McGill?
Yeah. Not Guile. McGill.
Oh.
All right. So in Chrono or in Radical Dreamers.
Yeah, I was about to say I never actually played that.
You play as Surge, Kid, and McGill.
Okay.
But there's always been like this fan rumor, like this assumption that the McGill is Magus or Janus, or whatever you want to say, right? But it's not certain. Well, if you beat Radical Dreamers edition of Chrono Cross, and that save is on your computer, and then you go and play Radical Dreamers and beat it, you will get a post-credit message that confirms that McGill is Janus.
I know, I'm getting up in your grill, buddy. Straight towards you.
And there's also, this hasn't been confirmed, but it's also still assumed that Guile and Magus are the same person as well.
You did ask me if there was anyone in the party of Chrono Trigger I'd actually been like. I do have a vague memory that I said Frog sucked. Not by too much, but a little bit. And you know what? Of all people now, me being SK, the knight in the group, I don't know why, but I guess I was a different person way back then. Because now I'm like, he's not the best, but I like him. I guess I didn't like his attacks for the most part. His single attacks. That arsenal was not too good at all.
Oh, you mean his magic, or his techs? Yeah, his techs.
His single attacks.
His techs are not flashy.
Well, I mean, I'm including like whatever techs were also magic in nature along with that.
Like
his
water,
his set of 8
heal.
techs. But I mean, yeah, he's part of plenty of good, double techs, of course.
Oh
so.
yeah, absolutely. Like X-Strike is one of the most, well-known, and was so good it was brought back into Chrono Cross. And used by Glenn, no less, who is Frog's real name. I really think that they could have used a better naming scheme for the people in Chrono Trigger. Like, Marl, Luca, and Chrono and Ayla are all fine, right? But Frog being a frog, that's like calling Draggy the dragon, the same thing, right? Granted, Frog's not his real name.
Right.
It's Glenn, right? But so it's a moniker that he took on that was a little bit too on the nose. But
yeah, there was at least like an explanation for it. Like, it was just like, well, how about I just address you as Frog? And he's like, okay. I mean,
yeah,
he agrees with it, so I don't see the problem here.
I also think that it's not super clever that the robot in the party is called Robo.
But that was also like a cutesy nickname.
Yes,
that Luca and
that's not his real name.
Marley
his real name is Atropos or whatever. No, Atropos is his girlfriend.
Yeah, she called him Prometheus.
Yeah, his real name is Prometheus.
And I never knew this, but again, I was at least interested enough in trying to understand Chrono Cross's story. It's bad. I'm not saying it's good.
Oh no, I've tried. I've absolutely tried.
I have seen explanations where. And I'm sure that if you look hard enough, you'd figure it out by playing the game yourself, maybe.
Shouldn't have to look that
but
hard.
you shouldn't. I'm not saying it's good.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting fact that part of what makes up Fate, the supercomputer that is controlling everybody in the El Nido continent or area, whatever that part of the world is called that Chrono Cross is based in, Prometheus's circuits were used to make her up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was interesting.
Also, Magus is also a kind of on-the-nose name. Like a Magus is like also a type of mage. But again, his real name is Janus. Janus Zeal. Prince to the Kingdom of Zeal. And I guess that is funny that they all at least, they have maybe on-the-nose names, but there's a reason for them to have them. Whereas in Chrono Cross, they're just shitty names.
I mean, that's just what the creators came up with for them. I mean, well, there's no way you can flesh out and make 40-something characters interesting. There's no way.
Yeah.
Unless it is like a super mega ultra supersized RPG that takes like literally 200 hours on a normal playthrough. Well, we're taking a risk by getting in close, but so far we're doing good damage. He only has like 150,000 total, I think.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Makes us go by much faster, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I like how it's like always looking at you.
Yeah, in a sense.
Like an unblinking eye.
I don't remember if it can alternate into another form, like just at random, just depending on what it wants to do for that turn, or if after you take off so much HP, it kind of opens up in a way and becomes more like a crab claw-like creature. Yeah, we're just going to keep doing this. I will be sure to heal with a complete kit. Got plenty of those to survive. I won't even defend on the red crit turn. I just get the spirit up, so I just keep dishing these out. I mean, if I just now fully healed before that, then surely he's not going to have an attack that will do 50,000 at once. Famous last words. But with that super ultra mega sparkly armor deck, I don't see how it's going to... Even a high-level spell doesn't hurt that bad.
Nice. Fortunately.
All that, man, for 300 bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, in that sense, they make shit battles too easy. Once you get the Delphinus on the friggin', and I can understand why, realistically, Drachma's little, whale hunting ship, I don't see how it did as well as it did against fights with the Empire, anyone in the Empire before we got the Delphinus. By far, the one with Beleza, where she has 3 times as much HP as you, and you're fighting on Drachma's ship, even with the harpoon cannon, that's by far the hardest fight in the game, ship fight in the game for me. You really got to use tactics on that one.
Yeah.
You can't just, just tank.
What's happening?
Go tank and go straight for him like I'm doing here. Well, I hope so. I hope that bar wasn't lying to me.
Open fire.
Moon cannon?
No moon cannon. Yes! Moon cannon.
I'm
But
assuming.
which one is it?
I'm assuming you have to say attack from the front, like get up in its grill to do moon cannon. I can't imagine why it'd be attack from the side.
There you go.
Can I do it more than once in a turn? Nah, that'd be too easy.
You had enough to.
And it doesn't even have any strong attacks it can do this time. Well, that's going to be probably 40,000 in all this turn, if not more. Oh yeah, by the way, if y'all weren't paying attention to the text, this is the final golem, the Silver Moon Golem, Zelos. And it's amazing how much I liked the character of Zelos in Slayers. I must be out of my mind. You hated him like right off when I first introduced Slayers next to you, the second season where he first appeared. Now that is a secret.
Ooh.
It's like, I don't know why I like this guy. You think I would be the first one to be annoyed by somebody like him? You know what? I think I've done at least 80,000 points of damage to him so far, and his health bar isn't even half.
No.
So maybe he does have more than 150,000.
No, I've been pulling a fast one on this entire time. This is the hard mod.
Really?
No.
Okay. I was like, well, I would have expected Ramirez to be harder. Oh, yeah, there we go.
claw mode activate.
Oh. So this is like Cupid's race or something?
Lore.
Nope. Well, I thought it'd give me a Moonstone Cannon chance, but screw you, SK. Taking a little risk there. Just a little bit. It kind of looks like it's blowing its load on you there. I cannot believe it only did that much damage and I wasn't even defending.
I don't like how those claws are undulating. I don't know what it is about it.
That's kind of what it looked like it was doing when it did that great Moonray attack just now. Like it was just repeatedly like pushing out lasers on you. Like it wasn't just one big focus laser. No, it was like constant. That seriously looks like it would do so much more damage.
Well, you have a sparkling, shiny ship then. So.
I mean, yeah, it must be physical in property, and thus my defense really. Which again, it quadrupled by equipping that sparkling deck. If only Blackbeard put that on his ship when he went for a second round with me.
But you like my sparkling deck.
Gross.
That's Moonstone Cannon.
Ooh. Why not? Actually, I don't think we ever did Moon Gun, just to see how it holds up in comparison to... Okay, this might be a little bit scarier. Maybe if it's more magical in nature.
Oh, hey, look, the moon.
Are we doing the Reigns of Destruction again? I'm guessing it's a narrow radius. Otherwise, if it reached anywhere outside, that's better. If it reached outside anywhere Assaultus, that entire towns would be destroyed. Again. Aww.
Oh, that sucks.
Ugh, yep. You can see the difference. I gotta get rid of that right now.
Ooh.
Who put Quick on me? I didn't do that.
You know what you need to do is from now on always like cancel debuffs before your Moonstone Cannon, just to make sure that you're not gonna have that happen again.
Good idea.
Destruction rains from the heavens.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh my.
Moonstone Cannon, fire!
Oh, this is gonna be sad, isn't it?
It's gonna be like 10,000 at best. Oh, I'm
mean-
shocked. I think the last one did 22,000, so that wasn't too much less.
Ooh.
Ooh, I wanna...
Ooh, there's no Moonstone Cannon in there though. Honestly, the differences doesn't look like it matters much.
got to complete kitted up. Okay, that shouldn't. As long as it wasn't the judgment one. Looks like it's really blowing your ship away, though.
Jeez, that was actually kind of close.
Yeah,
dude.
I think I had like 2,000 HP.
Oh, dude, that was too close. How frustrating.
I don't. Why do you need to fly that close, buddy? That's very intimidating. Stop,
it really is.
Stop that. Oh crap! I forgot to cancel drill nose.
Well, at least it's not going to run a moonstone cannon. $20,000. Stop getting that close vines.
All right. Okay. That's good stuff.
That was basically what your reduced moonstone cannon did last turn. No.
All right.
Make sure you clear drilling.
Huh. What's that about? Wait, what's this? Oh, well, he has no such type of tax, I assume, so. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna cure it. Do I even still have it?
I don't know how to tell.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it looks like so far in between either one of his two crit attacks, this ray and the judgment thing that looks like Brains of Destruction all over again. It looks like he just takes a turn out, saying assessing damage, whatever that means.
Yeah, free turn. Gotta fly close. Nice, nice, nice.
We're getting there. $300, full HP. That's all it takes. You know, if enemy ships ever use that, I probably wouldn't have won most of those fights.
There's no reason why they wouldn't have them. The
I
Empire
mean,
should...
can you honestly not afford them?
Yeah, the Empire's got the money.
You know, I actually had kind of a nightmare about Chrono Trigger. I think it might have, and I can't really remember anything. I just know I was in Chrono Trigger, and they made Chrono's death scene in the palace and Lavos, you know, awakening and all that, just even darker than it already is. I just kind of woke up and was like, ugh, dream about Chrono Trigger, and I kind of
hated it.
Hey, it's kind of nightmarish. Where's the upbeat part that I would really like, personally, like meeting Marley at the fair and running off together instead of, and never going back to the castle. Because they want to execute you for... I love that face Marley gets when she screams.
Ha!
You know?
Where like mouth as though she got like spittle.
Yeah, like, everybody just stupidly immediately assumes, hey, you kidnapped the princess, didn't you? Yeah, that's exactly why I returned with her, unarmed. Made no demands, nothing. And it's like, guards, and they come and grab a hold of Chrono, and Marley's like, put him down! that scream pose she does.
Yeah.
I like that. Try to shield during that time.
Moonstone cannon, fire!
Dang.
Pierced right through him, too. Stop going so close to that all-seeing eye. I don't like that, Vice.
I don't think he's the helmsman, is he?
No, I don't think so either. In fact, I think it's that
But
Lorenzo?
Yeah.
Lawrence?
But can you imagine Vice being like, no, get closer. Sir, I don't think... I said get closer!
That one looks like it hurts.
But what do the numbers say? No. The numbers say no. It does not hurt.
Oh no, $300 more. How will that ever recuperate those losses? These things don't grow on trees, you know.
Money don't grow on trees.
Basically, I could afford this fight with my savings. One guy, middle class working job, blue collar, and I could afford this fight.
Yay, middle class. See ya. Goodbye.
Okay.
Hated you.
What'd you say? Hated you?
Hated you.
Nah, we definitely are not shrinking back now.
The whole fight did it right up at his grill the whole time. The power of a shiny deck.
Sparkling deck.
Spark my deck.
Moonstone cannon, fire!
This might be it.
Haha, final form! Then he comes back with like 350,000 HP. Well, that was kind of a...
Yeah, it's seizure-inducing. Fina is still 48. Like she's not even gonna hit 50.
Alright, one more fight with second win Ramirez and we're done. And now remember, ooh, it actually is good. He has an attack where he cancels one character's turn and makes him do a super move on your team.
What if you never spent moonberries?
Good question. You know what? I bet as long as it's like is in their arsenal and you could have learned it,
They'll do it.
he'll yeah. It's finally over. No! Like, even before that happened, don't get me wrong, I still was like, yeah.
Remember Freaked? The ending for Freaked?
Yeah. Well, now it's real over. Ring, ring, ring. We're in the psycho music. That is the stupidest movie, but it's so fun.
Oh, man. Freaked is so good.
Like, I can go back and watch that every now and then.
Damn my eyes!
Damn my eyes. Did you know the guy that plays Dogman, who like eventually dressed in a milkman's uniform and ran off chasing a squirrel?
Yeah.
That was Keanu Reeves.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Styrofoam cup?
All that noise they were making. And when they go back through the hatch, through the little underground tunnel to their quarters, and a styrofoam cup falls off the table, hits the floor. And then Randy Quaid, styrofoam cup?
That's so dumb.
So he goes to investigate. He grimaces down at the floor when he picks it up slowly and crushes it. He's like, bad for the environment. Ramirez just threatened to send me to a fire and brimstone hell for eternity. Can you do that?
Remember when they were explaining all their sad backstories and
the hammer like got turned into a screw.
like,
and when it cuts back to everybody, like Mr. T is especially crying. He's like, "Ooh, that's rough."
Oh, what a stupid movie, man!
But in such a good way.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna heal up, hang back, see what he does. Offhand, you know what? I'm willing to bet he can do Eternities again, and I should probably have tried just to.
Let's try this.
Don't worry, if he does it, it won't work. What?
Watch everybody die.
It's not gonna happen. Drill nose.
Well, it would have been
the
nice
debuff.
if. Well, I can do Lunar Cleansing or Lunar Light.
Yeah. That's gonna be a problem.
You know, I still say that was badass between Lantis and Eagle Vision and Magic Nightmare 2. It's got its good points, you know? It's not like this totally horrible. But that when Lantis goes to rescue Hikaru, he doesn't know that Eagle Vision's been treating her perfectly,
Yeah.
you know, kindly and everything. And you just see him on his little his magical Pegasus at the roof of the ship. And it's like, okay, how are you not being sucked out into space right now? He's like, I'd like to take her back, if I may. Like, feigned politeness and Eagle
Yeah.
Vision. That would be a problem. And like dons his little wrist sword thing. I was like, okay, that's awesome. But like both of them on both their parts.
That'll be a problem.
You know, I'm just gonna see how much a regular attack will do. And
Oh, with debuff with
yeah.
lowered attack. I'm going to assume double digits.
Yeah, probably. Oh, that's it. That's the puppeteering attack. But honestly, if Claudia and Gunslinger are anything to go by, I don't see how it's gonna hurt that bad. Oh, watch it just completely annihilate my party though if I use it on myself.
Oh, I saw the SP bar for a second. I'm like, it makes you spend your own SP to do it too, but it doesn't.
Oh, I was about to say, well, dang, that's a good tactic for the enemy, man.
Me? You mess with Claudia.
Oh wait, no, I had that wrong when I was making that joke earlier about how he's using Clara. I keep forgetting Claudia's not the name of her ship. Claudia is
Okay. that's fine.
is Gilder's ship.
Right. Oh, I bet you one of the reasons why it didn't hurt that much is because Gilder is also under attack down.
Yeah, maybe.
And now he is not.
I did like how this also had its own boss theme and variations where once you start winning.
Yeah, absolutely a good touch.
I am going to go ahead and keep healed. I know I can do Pirate's Wrath right now, but I want to try a Glyph of Might on him.
Myth.
Be nice if... I do have Incremus on Vice, but I don't want to expend that much HP to raise everybody's attack when Ika and Fina have hardly ever attacked in the last half of this game during boss battles, so would not be worth the spirit points for that. Oh, I don't remember this.
Will it rain from the heavens? There's a lot of ice. Okay.
Nah, there's a trick to this. There is a trick to this. That's not all.
That was all.
You know, I wonder if it has a small chance of auto death.
Maybe. Maybe.
All right, Pirate's Wrath time.
Time to wrathfully pirate.
You will Delta Shield and I'll attack as a laugh.
I'll attack. Run away, and I'll attack.
What was that from?
I'll attack by 30 seconds to Mars. Or I think it's just called attack.
Offhand, the only song I know by them is the Kill.
Yep, that's another one. The Kill. Oh man, 30 seconds to Mars is really good. I really like that.
I don't know how I didn't realize this before, but then again, it's not
You only
like,
know that from Rock Band, don't you? Was it?
oh, that's when you first you were like, oh, I know this song. This is good.
Yeah.
And you wanted to be the singer for that one.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then from then on, it's like shortly after that, I found like a Silent Hill 2 animated video with that music, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Of course, you can make that song sound badass, so you can probably
it
make
does.
anything be awesome when you have that as the background music to it. But I am just dreading that something bad's gonna happen one of these times.
I love the fact that you know it does so little damage. It just has you on edge.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no way. There's no way. There's just no way. It can't do that little. Actually, it did twice as much as it did last time. What if that's the gimmick? It doubles in power every time he does it.
No, it takes away your stat
Oh,
buffs.
it's a debuff. Or a clear. Is that it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, okay. It's something, I guess.
Now, if he does it again and it does 1600 to everybody, then you're in trouble.
You know, I'm just gonna do some magic just for kicks and giggles. But yeah, I can't believe how long it took me to realize that that music video, everything that happens in it, is like clearly a ripoff of The Shining.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
the guy in the bear costume going down on a gentleman in the tux without showing anything, that should have been a dead giveaway right there. But and like God, what's his name? Because he turned to acting afterwards. Jared Leto, like he was the Joker in one of the recent Batman
Yeah,
movies.
he was, and that was a terrible role.
And I've also heard he kind of became a dick once he started acting in movies more, which is a shame to hear. But you know, so basically he ruined a DC movie. Now he's recently ruined a Marvel movie in Morbius when he played Morbius. I don't even know what that is, so I
vampire.
I can't judge.
It's a Morbius is a vampire in the Marvel universe.
Oh, okay.
So one time he's like, "It's Morbin time." It's not true. I made that up.
Okay, then what is it?
No. I meant about the comment I just said about how he said this one line where he's like, "It's Morbin time."
Oh, I wasn't
Wow.
paying attention.
Clearly.
Oh, yeah, the music's changed.
Alright, the lip sync was a little off on that.
But I did get some malevolence from that.
Yeah, that should probably kill.
Oh, and then he's gonna do a mouth laser on you to top it all
Wow.
off.
Okay, yeah, if this auto-killed, I'd understand. It didn't.
I just want to say again, Vice's Cutlass Wrath does more damage than that. I just need to reiterate that. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you're hurting after that.
Pirates of old, defend our cause.
Rah.
Let's try this.
Yeah, I like the way the lead singer Jared Leto, when he's observing the scene when he sees the bear going down on the
Yeah.
the guy in the suit. He has more of a perplexed look on his face than Shelley Duvall does in the actual
Yeah.
Shining movie. She looks more like,
But she has, like, that's how her face looks majority of the movie.
oh, that's because I heard that like it wasn't acting so much as Stanley Kubrick is
Was
so
a
mean
piece
to
of
his act
shit, yeah.
that he literally terrorized her throughout all those takes. Man, I can't believe this game's almost about to be over after all this time.
Like, what, 4 years, I think?
3, I'd say.
Probably not. I think I can pull up your YouTube channel on my phone.
Move! Give me strength!
Here we are. Let's go playlists. Scroll way down. There's the first one. Oh, remember the first one in the playlist is not.
Hey, yeah, that, I called it a preview. Probably freaking fine. Go ahead, play it. Why not?
Alright, when was that uploaded? 4 years ago, yep. When's the actual upload?
Oh, and YouTube time, that's actually more than 4 years.
That was published January 11th, 2018.
Wow, before I even moved back to Magnolia.
Yep. That was if it was like 12 days sooner, it would have been 5 years, technically. That's fucking fuck.
You know what? I'm kind of drawing this out by setting this up, but I want to finish him off with Prophecy, where the whole crew comes in.
Okay, yeah, I can feel that.
And we know it only seems to do about half as much damage as Prophecy, so I think I need to hit him a few more times with something other than Pirate's Wrath. I think right now one more Pirate's Wrath would do it, so... no problem, we'll cure that right away. Actually, no, we'll have him do that. And keep everybody's HP up.
4 years in the making.
We can have Gilder Curia. Uh-oh. We might be delayed a little bit. Oh my gosh. What if she can use Lunar Light on him and it restores his HP, not just 9,999? Like, that's the number you'll see, but it'll actually be his full
It'll
bar.
be all of it.
Oh, okay, Lunar Glyph. He turns to stone, whatever. Won't even do a lot of damage.
Ha! Fall down, stand up, and then turn to stone.
I was expecting that.
Let's try this.
Moves, give me strength.
Would have been crazy if he could heal himself with Fina.
Oh, you know, that's definitely a grown moment. Like, all of that for nothing.
And you know what'd been funny? Knowing that you could have ended it, but you were wanted to like
Yeah.
end it a certain way. Just
Not as destructive as it looks, but it looks cool.
it's
I'll
not
get there.
not an anything good that.
Ooh, he's hanging on. I'm gonna attack a couple more times. Watch him just do something just to make this all fall to shit.
It's gonna be Fina cures him.
Let's try this.
Doesn't have to be this way. You can end this. Meow.
Yeah.
Meow.
Jump! Yeah!
Down from there. Well, that could be a problem.
Yeah, she did. Wait, what?
It's just a damage. That's not what that does.
I think my assessor in her right now does protect against that kind of thing.
Oh. All right, here we go. Bring in the crew.
This is a good way to finish it off after all these years.
After all these years, and us not actually like.
I wish I was
acquiring-
able to at least change Marco to somebody else. That stupid kid who attacks
Yeah.
with his snot. That's not an attack. You're not attacking with anything.
Unfortunately, he is.
Oh yeah, pow.
The rejuvenator ready to go.
What did he
That
say?
was not an attack either.
Did he say the Huminator?
I don't know.
Thumb out.
Yeah,
Just
thumb
for you,
out.
man.
Yeah, thumb out.
I wish they were all that easy.
Hey, there's Dragon. Nobody loves you.
Oh wow.
All of a sudden, Eris's theme kicks in, like it's it bounces.
Actually, Vice does. You know, this is how good a guy Vice is. Despite everything the likes of Ramirez and Galcian have done, Vice treats him like a fellow sailor and is like, well, I'll at least give you a good burial. Proper one. You know, even though he was a douche.
Was he a pirate though?
Yeah,
He was.
for the well,
He's a part of the Empire.
yeah, actual
He
profession.
was not
pirate,
a.
I
He
guess.
was not a privateer.
I guess he meant as in commandeered a ship.
Commandeer.
No, he said sailor.
Yeah.
That's what we sailors do, not pirates.
Oh, all right. Well.
So that, yeah.
Okay.
it-
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Even though at the beginning of the fight, you wanted me to burn in hell. And I'm telling you, rest in peace.
That's all right. You said to the sky. That's totally gonna fall to the doomed earth.
Now, see, he knew that the rock was going to mysteriously vanish in the middle of the sky instead of actually
Oh,
fall
right.
the way
Yeah. Of course.
His heart of hearts.
Don't bring that back. We're not bringing that
His
back.
El Dunari. That was definitely something that Paolini like pulled straight out of his ass. As like, you know, kind of the MacGuffin behind the final battle
Yeah.
in the last book. That, yeah. That was a problem. Like, that was a general problem with him. He kept coming up with new stuff to just keep drawing out the book, to keep the story moving. And it's like, this did not need to be 4 books long.
No.
And this is coming from me.
Yeah.
So- But it's not the same kind of like problem with wordiness or lengthiness that I had. His was different.
Yeah.
He made the story overall way longer than it needed to be. Like, dude, that could have been done in 3 books, about each the size of Aragon, the first book. And it turns out Aragon, once you get through the first of 4 books, it's actually more like a 1/6 of the way in terms of number of pages. You can help rebuild the world.
We're gonna do it because we like to, bitch.
That's how Vice... Who knows what kind of new trouble we can get into. Like, that's what I want. Well, first, Ika, why don't you be my wing woman here when I'm trying to finally woo over Fina? Did I tell you that actually happened to me once?
What?
The cute Hispanic girl I worked with at Dr. Pepper, Marina,
Yeah.
like when I asked her out, Mayella actually, who was like her friend who knew her from before,
She
know-
winged for you.
yeah, she was my wing woman that time.
Cool. Cool.
She was like, let me help you out here. And she politely left the room, pretending like she had some work to do, and that left us entirely alone, so I wouldn't feel embarrassed about asking her out. She came back, I was like, thanks, Mai. You're my wing woman. I just love Ika and Fina. They're just so cute together. Yuri fanfiction on the way by Sarah's Night. Nah, not really.
To be read out loud on the YouTube channel. You have it. You have access to it. She's right there. Just accept it.
Oh, I forgot. Is Enrique here too?
Yeah, he's here.
It was nice that he set aside his vengeance hard on for Rocknum,
I mean, yeah.
having realized that it wasn't really his fault.
Yeah.
Hey, there are plenty of characters who were so unreasonable that
Time to reform Valua.
I'm glad that Vice isn't like so paranoid that he immediately assumed, so what? Is this gonna be like a first order thing, rising out of the ashes of the Empire? You're just gonna form another dictatorship on your own?
It's everybody.
You think I'm gonna call you sir or boss? Bitch.
Toro. Baltor. Now that's a pirate right there.
Pansy one. He's probably thinking of building like a third ship now. Oh yeah, this one will definitely beat the Delphinus. This time I got your number. Whose ship was that? That perfectly square one right there. Yeah, right there.
I do not know, but it is weird.
Look, judging by the sails, it was one of the Yafatoman ships.
What a cool game.
Yeah,
Look at this. Look at them sailing off into the sunset.
that's a good shot. So, where are we going, by the way, with everybody? Are we just having like a victory lap around the world, maybe?
Oh, I think they're going back to Crescent Island. For what? I don't know. Revelry?
Yeah, that's where they're gonna have their party. That is, I still hate the shape of that island. I don't know why it bothers me, but it does.
They got married!
Okay, I forgot about this outfit that Moagi's wearing, and she looks like she's dressed for the tundra.
Just like Pulamu from Monster Hunter.
Yes, she does.
Man, we did it after so long.
We can still do a little Final Fantasy night after this, before you
Sure.
go to bed.
I usually go to bed around like 11:30 these days. I tried.
Whose volcano was that? Where
Eh.
was that from? Hey, it is time for you to die.
Wait, are these people on the surface of the Earth?
No, this is Valua.
Oh god, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
like, other than the city
I was about to
itself,
say-
even before the Reigns of Destruction, Valua was like a wasteland.
Yeah, it was. It
It
was
was like,
all-
who the hell would want to live there?
Hey, I forgot she gets her own pirate outfit. That's so much better than her, like, dress. That is so much better.
Oh, did you see? Apparently it was Clara's girls who fixed her up.
Good.
We should get to keep the Delphinus.
Right? That's ours.
Yeah. I mean, I know technically it was Enrique's ship, but
No,
honestly,
no.
he should give it to us as
No,
a
no,
gift
no.
for saving the world. I mean, what if we run into a random monster out there that's...
Skies of Arcadia, guys. We did it.
This kind of background reminds me of a Chrono Cross, and I don't like anything to remind me of Chrono Cross.
Well, I mean, I don't mind being like Chrono Cross. Still had amazing music,
Yeah.
amazing graphics. That's about it. That's that end of list.
And there were some the all-time best places, like dungeon-wise, to visit in that game. I'm sorry, but the Dead Sea is awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. I cannot make sense of it. But it's awesome.
Wow, Clara's profile doesn't mention Gilder at all.
Pursue the one she loves. I guess she decided.
Well, not by name at least.
It's not going to be Gilder anymore, I guess.
Dang.
Like, all right, you don't want a piece of this? I'll find somebody who does.
Jiao and Mao.
You just lost a good thing, baby. You know that's what she did. She got up in Gilder's face like that.
Yep. You done fucked up. Bam!
Oh. He's gonna build ships for Valua. Cool. I forgot who Hans was. Oh, Centene's son. He was part of my Blu-ray.
Oh man.
I like how Bella has like a pose where she's being clumsy. That's gonna be how we last see her in this game.
I think I see a face in the pages, like the texture of the page.
Yeah, kinda.
Kind of like a demon looking to the right. Going, ooh.
By the way, did you know that every last
Wow. Look at all these. Oh, sorry.
What?
These are empty pages of people we didn't get. They would be they'd be being pulled up right now, but we didn't collect all of them.
Oh, no.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I almost forgot that there are voice actors. Just to say the things that they do.
Yeah.
So the name of the misogynistic pig here is Charles Martinet, okay?
Do you know who Charles Martinet is?
That's the guy that does the voice of Mario?
Yes!
No way.
Yep.
That doesn't sound anything like him, though.
That's Mario.
Oh, we're IMDbing that to make sure there just doesn't happen to be another person with that name
That's
in the world.
also doing voice acting for video games.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, oh, there's like blanks. Like the
I know.
yeah. Wow, you're like Charles Martinet. I'm like, Charles Martinet! You know who that is? It's me, Mario.
He became the first admiral of the new Armada.
Really?
Okay, our original officers in the Armada were more incompetent than that, and that's what I was about to say. Did you now realize that Vigoro, out of every top officer in the entire Valuan Armada, out of all 6 of
Pal
them,
became a pirate.
including Galcian,
Yep.
are all dead except Vigoro?
Nice.
Not really. I mean,
Nice.
Vigoro's a douche.
Yeah, no, he working hard to rebuild it and become the caring empress. Nice, good.
Yeah.
Treasures and all.
Zazu. That's who he inevitably reminds me of, is Zazu from MKR2.
Happy
You know,
fisherman.
you're pretty cute. What was that? Nothing.
Enrique.
The hopeful emperor.
They rule with compassion.
The whimsical pirate.
In search of the good life. Yeah, buddy. You're gonna be looking forever now. She left.
Well, I am Vice, King of the Rogues. That's how I ended this.
How far? I wonder how far
And
away.
because I deserve it for being such a cool, nice guy, now I got these 2 hot babes on either arm.
I wonder how far away from Swashbuckler you were.
King of the Rogues is the highest.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
Swashbuckler was the highest.
No, I'm pretty sure it was King of the Rogues.
All right.
That it?
Oh, I know how you clicked off. This is a mouse right here.
Oh.
So
Okay,
That's
the song has not quite ended
that
yet.
is a very tiny "the."
We're listening for the end. Done!
Here, wait. All right, press a button. Is there any way to like clear the data? Like save? Wait, it's fading. And back to title. Hey!
That was Skies of Arcadia. I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
I would agree with that assessment.
I remember I used to give it a 8.5, but some of the flaws have become more apparent to me on this particular playthrough. Not counting the ones that were probably likely my own fault, because, again, I'm not good at playing and commentating at the same time, but yeah.
Either way,
That's it. Good game.
good game.
We'll see you next time for Final Fantasy VII Hard Mode.